Greetings, Moody students, and welcome to BI 3302, Second Temple Jewish Backgrounds. My name is Dr. Greg Stevens, and I'll be facilitating your study through this course this term. You can find my academic information and contact information in your instructor section of the course shell. You'll see a link for it in the upper left-hand corner of the page. You'll also find my personal profile in the class introduction forum in the community post section of the course shell. And by the way, while you're there finding out about your prof and getting the lowdown on me, please post there your own personal profile. There's specific information there that we're asking you to include, and you can include a little more than that if you like. Don't write a book, but we do want to get to know you, and we want to know one another. So do take some time and provide some meaningful responses to those questions. I would also ask personally that if you would include for me at the end of your profile 2 good phone numbers and a second email address, a non-moody.edu email address, where I can reach you if I need to. Now, these are only for in pseudo-emergencies where maybe the Moody server has gone down temporarily or something of that nature. Or maybe I see that you're struggling academically, and maybe a personal phone call from yours truly would be an encouragement. Again, if you would, put those at the end of your personal profile, or if you're not comfortable putting them there for everyone to see, feel free to email those to me. 2 phone numbers where you can be reached and a personal email that I could communicate with you to if the need arises. You can email those to me at gstevens, Stevens with a PH, at moody.edu. You'll also find my email in the instructor information and in my profile, and in basically every announcement. By the way, feel free to email me anytime you feel a need. I usually answer within 12 hours or less, sometimes almost immediately. And also, if there comes a time when an email won't suffice, if you need a quicker answer or you just really feel frustrated and need to talk to me, do feel free to call me during my regular office hours. Those are posted as well in the Your Instructor section. Well, let me officially welcome you to BI 3302, Second Temple Jewish Backgrounds through Moody Distance Learning. We start today, Tuesday, March 15th, 2016. It may be that you actually jumped in a little early, and that's fine. Once you've got access to the course, you can do that, and we want you to feel free to do that. Let me encourage you to take time to look around the course shell. Get familiar with what's there. Click on everything you can, accept any quizzes or tests. Download everything you can. Get it organized on your personal computer so you've got it there. And I would encourage you to structure it just like the course is structured, with maybe one folder for each week, and then subdividing those and so on. It'll help you, and it'll keep you acclimated to the course shell too. Well, let's look at this week's assignments and work. Our objectives are 2. We want you to demonstrate after this week. We want you to be able to demonstrate a familiarity with the historical, social, economic, cultural, and political environment of Israel during the Second Temple period. We also want you to be able to demonstrate an understanding of the use and value of New Testament background studies. You're going to be amazed how much better you understand the New Testament and how much more it shows once you have this background information. Reading, you've got reading in our textbooks in Scott, in Berg, in Keener, and in Elwell and Yarbrough. Again, if any of these aren't specific textbooks, then there should be PDFs in that week where the reading is required. So make sure you've got your textbooks that the course requires, but then you've got PDFs in many of the weeks as well. One assignment to do this week, understanding the intertestamental period. And then you've got a discussion board. Read those discussion board instructions carefully and comply with them completely when you're fulfilling discussion boards. Let me give you a couple hints. Your individual post, your initial post when you're responding to the discussion board question, ought to be at least 200 to 250 words in length. Now, I suspect you'll have no problem achieving that, but just know that that's pretty much the absolute minimum. But again, more likely, that'll be no problem. And you want to post your initial discussion board as early in the week as you can. You want to understand the material, but you should definitely have your initial post done by 11:59 on Friday evening. That would give you from Tuesday to Friday to get most of the work covered or reviewed at least, and be able to respond to that discussion board. And then between Friday night, once you've posted your discussion board initial response, between then and Monday night, when the week ends, we need you to respond to at least 2 of your peers. Now, when you respond to your peers, I'm looking for 3 things especially. Number 1, be sure you compliment your peer on some insights that they've offered that maybe you hadn't thought about, or maybe they've worded something really, really well, or they've prodded your thinking in a fresh way. Be sure to compliment them on that. But then number 2, I don't want you just stopping with a compliment. I want you to feel free to kindly critique one another. That is, you need to goad and prod one another in your thinking. And do it kindly, but maybe there's something you disagree with in a peer's statement, or maybe there's something you see that they made an actual error of some sort. Well, kindly point that out or challenge them on that. And then the third thing I want you to leave in your post to your peers is always leave your peers with a good, relevant, thoughtful, open-ended question. That is a question that they can't just answer yes or no to, but they're going to have to think about in order to answer. The discussion boards are meant to be critical thinking and good communication skills assignments. So we want you doing both in your initial post and then in your 2 responses to your peers each week. Each week's folder is going to have the lesson objectives like we showed you here. It's going to maybe have an introductory post, much like this video. I'm not sure I'm going to have time for that, but I'll try to if I can, to kind of go over the work. Then there'll be what I'm calling a reading, viewing, listening, requirements section and report. That is, anything that's in that section, you'll see there's a link where you have to report on how much you got done and stay current with that. And there'll be directions for any assignments, journals, quizzes that you're going to be involved with, as well as discussion boards. I've already talked about the discussion boards, but do pay close attention to those. And there may be a resource folder there as well that might have other items that you want to look at with regard to the week's work or other needed relevant extra information. My counsel to you again is to look around the course shell and read over the course syllabus and course schedule. Get acquainted with all 3 items as thoroughly as you're able: the course shell, the course syllabus, and the course schedule. Do that on the front end, and you won't have any surprises as you move through the course, and you'll probably be able to budget your time better. Do not, however, access quizzes or exams, should there be any, and there are some in this course, at least not until it's appropriate to do so. That is, you're ready to take those exams in time to meet their due dates. Finally, constantly compare the course shell, course schedule, and any weekly announcements and email information that comes to you from them. Again, do pay close attention to any new announcements or email information. Now, this will be posted each week, usually when you log in on a Tuesday morning, the first day of our study week. And again, study weeks run from Tuesday morning through Monday night of each week of the 8 weeks. But each Tuesday morning when you log in, there'll be a new announcement there for that week. I probably will also email that to you, but don't depend on that. And besides, these videos often don't come through, as far as I know, when I email the announcement. So you've got to come back into the announcement in the course shell to get the video. A couple points of clarification. I've already mentioned the week goes from 12:01 a.m. Tuesday morning through 11:59 p.m. Monday night. Those are both Central Time. That gives you the full weekend in each week to work on your papers, quizzes, and exams. When it comes to discussion boards, you must post your initial response early in the week. I encourage you to have that done by Friday night, by 11:59 on Friday night. That gives you and your peers then 2 or 3 days to be able to respond to one another. And remember, you need to respond to at least 2 peers. You can respond to more, but you don't need to. And there's really no necessarily any point in it, although it's good to read all of your peers' posts. This is your education, and obviously the more you can put into it, the better. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me, gstevens@moody.edu. And again, welcome to BI 3302, Second Temple Jewish Backgrounds through Moody Distance Learning. I look forward to working with you, to mentoring you and facilitating you through this course, and to interacting with you. God bless you all.